Ooh, he got an easy life. Yeah, but do you do your own cooking, dishes, everything like that? No, you make craft, right? I'm not gonna act like I never ate that. I never ate craft before. But you know, why don't you listen to people like Gordon Ramsay? Because I do love local supply chains. I think this is like some California shit though. No, Wisconsin, Oregon. Right? If you want good meals, you have to use good ingredients. The older the ingredients are, the less good it's gonna taste. You can make things from a can taste good. Right? I do. You could add anything to that macaroni and cheese. You could add Spam if you really wanted to. I was gonna add these, but I had scallions instead, and those are good till May. So I'm keeping those. You know? Same difference, right? It's an onion. And it snowed. It snowed. I couldn't go dig any. You know why? Because it snowed. It snowed. It snowed. It snowed. End of May. Couldn't go dig any. Because you think it's so easy, right? For me. Just because I have certain advantages. But you think it's because of the way I look. I think that's a disadvantage. You see the way I look? You know? I'm like that drifter type. That you don't trust him, I guess. Until he sacrifices his skin. That's the only time you'll be telling good stories about me. Because nobody likes me. Nobody likes me. That's okay. Because I don't like y'all anyway. Because I don't like y'all anyway. Right? You know what I mean? Everybody that knows me knows what I mean. Even if you don't know me, you know what I mean. Because I'm not fronting to you about anything, I believe. I'm never fronting about that. The things I've been fronting about, it's more like omission. You know, it's not like I'm lying intentionally. It's more like I left my opinion out of it because I knew it was going to piss you off. Because what is it going to be next? You're going to celebrate. What are you going to kill babies if they have Down syndrome? Right? Because I would keep any baby, whether it was sick or not. You know, who do you think it is that wants to kill the kids all the time? Because they have pride and ego. They don't want to go through any changes. Well, my whole life is one big change. I had to change all the time. But it was never for anybody else. That's the thing. You want to get offended if you act like this type of way I'm saying should have been when you knew me. Well, how do you know you weren't part of the reason why I changed or matured? How do you know I don't thank you for that? Right? You just think I'm unappreciative of everything. But I'm not. I'm super appreciative of everything. That's why I don't have the diseases you have. Even though I lived worse of a lifestyle than you. This is why I don't have the bad thoughts like your brain does. Because I asked God to take them away from me. I asked God's permission to seek Jesus Christ. Like you're supposed to. You're supposed to do that. It's in the scripture. Right? You can't get to the Father unless you go through the Son. But you can't get to the Son without the Father's permission. You should thank God if you could see this. Because everybody censors it. All of them want to censor me. Everybody wanted me censored. Ever since I was a little kid. No, don't say that. No, don't think that. No, don't feel like this. No, you can't ask that question. No, you shouldn't ask this question. No, you're a boy. Don't do that. No, that's for girls. Don't do this. No, that's for guys. She shouldn't do this. And I always been wondering why. They tell us we're all equal, but we can't do the same things as each other. Because it's an unwritten law. There are laws of nature that God set forth that you can't change. You can only manipulate it to look different for a little bit of time. You can't change the way the world is. You can only change the way you are in the world. Get it? Because I have sight beyond sight. Every time they tried to tell me I was blind, I was like, you're right. You're right. But who was correct? You know, I'm not trying to be out here going, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. But that's what grabs your attention when I act like a negative cocksucker. Ask yourself why that is. Why can't I just be out here talking about peace, love, unity, and respect? And then you'll make fun of me for that. I'll be not a tough guy. I'll be a pansy and a mush and a whatever, right? But when I have enough gumption to actually be able to protect myself to a certain degree, then I'm toxic. So when I was fat and jiggly, I was fun to be around. But when I have structure in my life, I'm a toxic male. I think the other kind of male is toxic. The jiggly puff with no fucking drive. Especially if you're a guy. That's toxic. That means you just eat. That means you're just there to eat. Jiggly puff, like Kirby, right? Right? Because I'm not skinny. But I'm not fucking fat neither. And I was fat. I was so fat. How fat was you? I was so fat, they didn't even call me Fat Pat anymore. They dropped the Pat. They just were like, yo, fat. What up, fat? Right? Remember? I mean, I'm sure I don't have any of the people that know me from then, unless they're down with the stalking. Unless they're down with the bullshit. You know, and I don't want to believe any of them are down with the stalking, down with the bullshit, because I loved all of them, even if they didn't love me. That's what my problem in life was. I loved way too many things that didn't love me back the same way, and I was expecting it to, or him to, or her to, or the whole world, whatever. You can't expect me to have the same heart as you. And even if we have similarities, you can't expect us to always fucking agree on something. There's always going to be disagreements. But how many times a day do you disagree? Then you could say if you get along or not. Because there's plenty of people I disagree with a lot that I still kind of get along with. I'd just rather not talk to them as much. Because it's not that they're wrong and I'm right, or they're right and I'm wrong and I can't admit it, or they can't admit it, whatever. It's the rationalization all the time. Because I could see your point of view, why you think this shit about Trump and all that shit. The things that I didn't trust about Donald Trump, everybody left off the table. They were like, well, he's just a racist. And I'm like, yeah, but they're taking that out of context and they're editing a clip, making it look like he's saying racist shit. Right? But the thing is, he's a scumbag on the other end of it that I wasn't paying attention to, that the other people were telling me. And I was like, all right, you might be right. But I still don't like Hillary. I'm still not going to vote for a bitch that called my friend super predator. Right? But then you'll go around the corner talking about I'm a racist. Even though that's the reason why I didn't vote for the fucking reptile. Reptillery. Shillery. Right? I didn't vote for her because she called a bunch of my friends a super predator. Right? But then the whole left-wing establishment made those same friends, not if they were real friends and knew me, but they made a lot of those same friends think that I'm bigoted towards them because I voted for fucking duck-faced Donald, Scrooge McDick, Tronny Dumpshavik. Right? Now go say I got Trump derangement syndrome and all the other dumb shit. Even though I was the one who voted for him. I was the one who said he should have been mayor before Bloomberg was in office. Right? Because I didn't like his nanny state bullshit neither. I didn't like the broken windows policies that much neither. But I appreciate how clean the city was when I was working in it. Everybody complaining about how they're late and this and that. I got everywhere on time carrying a tool chest using public transportation. What privileges do you think I have? While you were sitting in your classroom, I was sitting on a pissy subway getting slave wages like a motherfucking field slave. While you house slaves were calling me prejudiced, privileged, and all the other nonsense shit. Now you deserve to suffer.